My name is Tom Collier.
And can you spell it?
Tom.
Yep. And your last name?
Collier.
Very good, Tom. And when were you born? What is your birthday?
28/9/26.
So how old are you today then?
I'm 92.
92-year-old man. You look great, Tom. Wow. You really managed very well. What is the secret?
There's no secret. Quite by accident.
And do you drink whiskey every day?
What?
Do you drink whiskey every day?
Oh, no.
All right. So where were you born?
I was born in Pahatura.
Pahatura. Is it close from Wellington?
It's about an hour and a half, near 2 hours north.
Okay. So now it's time for you to introduce yourself, Jill.
I'm Tom's daughter-in-law. So my name is Jill Burns.
Great to have you.
And I've known Tom for nearly 20 years. And I live in Waikanae.
Wow. Thank you for being with us together. And Tom, please tell me about your family background when you were growing up. Your parents and your siblings, brothers and sisters, when you were growing up.
Oh, well, I didn't have much time in Pahatura because of the worldwide depression. And my father, who had a business, he had to sell up and move, and we came to Dannevirke, and I was only 4 years old.
Yeah, so you went through this very difficult time, the Great Depression that broke out 1929. Tell me about the life around that time. How difficult was it? Because your interview will be checked out by the young students in New Zealand, and they don't have any idea about the Great Depression.
It was a very, very hard time for my parents. We were quite a big family, and it was very, very hard. Unemployment was unavailable, and so my dad grabbed work wherever he could.
Yeah, that must be a very difficult time for everybody. There are a few exceptions, but yes. And did you go through many schools? Tell me about the school that you went through.
Well, fortunately, the house that we lived in, I just had to walk across the road. Well, my sister used to take me to school, which I hated.
You are brutally honest. Yeah, that looks better. I mean, Jill, that light is, we need more lights so that I can see better face of Tom.
Okay. So that's better with the door open. It's
Yeah,
the door
little,
open.
just a little.
Right.
That's it. Good.
Good.
So tell me about your school. You hated that.
Hated school.
Dannevirke North School, yes. It was a big old building, probably 70 or 80 years old. And I was in a class with a lot of children, and they were very poorly dressed. Didn't have much money for clothing and what have you, but anyway, we managed. And one thing about it, we had good teachers. They were very, very good.
Wow,
even though I didn't like school.
Why did you like that teacher?
Oh, well, she's very pleasant. There was, and bursting around with a strap.
Hmm.
She was very, very careful. Yeah, lovely.
Very good. So when did you finish your school?
Well, I finished at that school in 1936 and moved to a brand new school further down the road.
Hmm. What was the name of it, and when did you finish that too?
It was still the Danny North School,
Uh-huh.
and everything was new.
So you
Yeah.
move into new building, right?
Pardon?
New building.
Yeah, new building altogether.
Yes. And you still didn't like that school?
Oh, I didn't mind that because in 1936, I think I was in about Standard 2.
Hmm.
So I got to know, a lot of friends. And no, I enjoyed that school.
Good. And then after you are all done with the school, what did you do? Did you get a job?
When I left school,
Yeah.
Yeah, what job did
well, I left school in 1940, and there was no compulsory secondary school, like
Yes.
high school. So I went out and got a job with a nurseryman, planting trees and what have you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then when did you join the military?
Oh, I never joined the military until, I was about 20, I think.
Mm.
And I joined the army to go to Japan
Yeah.
with the British Occupation Force. And that was a very interesting part of my life too.
Tell me about it. Why was it interesting? And Jill, this light is better to see Tom's face, so please maintain that, okay? Yes,
Yeah.
go ahead.
What was it good about Japan? Was it the different culture or what?
Oh, yes, the culture was entirely different. And of course, excuse me, I was in the medical.
Oh, your specialty was medical?
Well, that's where, typical of the army, they put you where they wanted you. But so that's where I finished up. And I was on the clerical side of my job at Kiwa Hospital.
Yeah.
Kiwa Hospital.
Mm.
And I got to know two interpreters.
The
And one
Japanese?
was a very old chap, and he was delightful. He really was.
Mm-hmm. So, Tom, let me ask this question. Up to that point, did you learn anything about Korea from school, or did you know anything about Korea up to that moment?
No, nothing.
Nothing?
No.
Huh. So, at the time, what was your unit?
Oh, my unit was the medical 6th New Zealand General Hospital,
Oh,
Was it in Korea or in Japan?
Japan.
Oh, it was Japan.
and you basically, what was your specialty again?
I was in the hospital office.
Office. So
Understood.
you did take care of the administrative in the hospital.
I had to,
Take care of the administrative in the hospital.
yeah, more or less, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about Korea?
And when did you go to Korea then?
Well, I went to Korea 3 years later.
Which is 1949?
I came home in 1948.
Yes.
Korean War broke out in 1950,
Yes.
and I went over there in 1952.
52. And where did you arrive?
Where did I arrive?
Yeah.
Oh, we arrived at,
Busan? Oh, no.
we did Korea. Oh, we arrived at Korea.
Where? That's a Japan's.
Korea.
That's
Yeah.
a Japanese name, but where in Korea did you arrive? Busan or Incheon?
Where in Korea did you arrive? Busan or Incheon? In Korea, where did you arrive? In Korea.
Where?
Mm.
Well, we arrived in the port of Korea.
Port of Korea. You know how you spell that?
Kure.
K-U-R-E.
Korea. Huh. Oh, so maybe that's a southwestern region. And tell me about the Korea you saw for the first time. How was Korea to you, Tom? Be honest.
What?
How did you see Korea? Did it like a good country or completely destroyed? What was it to you?
Oh, well, there was nothing left standing.
Hmm.
When we left Japan, going over on the boat,
Yes.
it was a wonder we ever arrived because the boat did everything but sink.
Oh.
It was a real rough trip.
Huh.
She was about 12 hours late arriving, and we arrived in Busan.
Busan, yes.
It was known as Busan in those days.
Right. And how did Busan look to you?
Oh, we arrived there at night time, but in daytime there wasn't very much there because the communist forces had come right down and blown everything up.
What about Korean people? How did they look to you?
Oh, they looked friendly enough, but of course they couldn't speak English,
Right.
and we couldn't speak Korean.
So, and how was their living condition?
How was my...
Their living condition.
Oh, absolutely terrible.
Tell me more detail about it.
They were living underneath anything they could get hold of. Cardboard boxes, bits of tin, you name it, and they made a house out of it. Absolutely disgusting.
Mm. So,
But then,
yeah, go ahead.
the United Nations forces couldn't do anything about it. They just had to battle on.
Mm. So from Busan, where did you go?
From Busan,
Yeah, where did you go?
oh yes, we hopped on a train. We spent a couple of nights in Korea and then hopped on a train and went up, and we got off the train at Seoul.
Oh, so you were in the capital city of Korea at the time.
You were in the capital city.
Oh
at the
yes,
time.
yes. So we got off the train, and the New Zealand Army Service Corps, they were the drivers. They were there with their trucks to take us to our various places.
And before you talk about the details of your battle, I mean the war experience, how did Seoul look to you? Tell me the detail, because young children in New Zealand doesn't have any idea how Seoul was in 1952. They know about now, but they don't know in 1952. So you are the only living witness who can tell us about how did Seoul look to you.
Well, really, there was nothing left standing. A bit like Busan, there was nothing left standing. And as I say, the people were living underneath cardboard or anything they could get hold of. No, it wasn't a very pretty picture.
Mm-hmm. So from Seoul, do you remember where did you go?
Oh well, I was posted to the New Zealand Infantry Corps as a signalman.
Signalman. So you were taking care of the hospital, but now you are in charge of signaling, right?
Oh, different altogether.
Yeah. How drastically changed. So tell me about signaling. What did you do, actually, specifically? What did you do?
Well, what I did was man the telephone.
Mm.
The telephone was a direct link to the colonel. He was the top man of the New Zealand forces,
Mm-hmm.
and we were part of his group. There were 8 of us, and I was on the telephone.
Okay, so what was your rank at the time?
Well, private.
So you were pretty low, right?
Yeah.
And were you at the Hill 355 or any battleground, or were you around the Imjin River? Tell me where you were, if you can remember anything.
Well, we could see 355 from where we were.
Mm-hmm.
And at night time we could hear the shells exploding and whatever. There was a lot of big battles on the 355.
So you were able to see the Hill 355, very famous hill.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. How was the battle situation at the time? Can you explain us how was the situation there?
Well, the Chinese outnumbered our forces, and at one time they took 355, but then we took it back.
Took it back, yeah.
It's quite a lot of deaths.
And many New Zealand soldiers being killed there, or what happened?
Oh, yes, quite a few.
Quite a few. Were there any dangerous moment to your life that you might have lost your life?
Oh, well, we were in the zone where if the Chinese pointed the gun at our direction, it could have landed right in amongst us.
And
thank God that didn't while I was there.
Oh, so you were lucky.
Oh, yeah, lucky, all right.
Mm-hmm. What about living condition while you were there in Korea? Where did you sleep? What did you eat? Things like that.
Oh, we were all in tents, four-man tents,
Mm-hmm.
and there was 4 of us, and then there was 4 artillerymen, Colonel's driver.
Mm.
He was in there, and there was also a Korean boy.
Oh.
And funnily enough, he had the same name as you. He was Han Long Soo.
Oh.
That was his name.
Wow, you have such a clear memory.
Oh, yes, he was a good little boy. He was the Colonel's houseboy.
Aha. So what did he do?
He was the houseboy.
Oh, he used to do chores for the Colonel, do his washing,
Uh-huh.
and iron his shirts with this funny old iron. Yeah, oh no, he was good, and he used to do ours too.
How old was he?
Oh, he was about 13 or 14.
Uh-huh. You know, his last name is same as mine, Han, and it's a very good name. So you were lucky to be with him.
It's the one you went back to look for.
Yeah.
So Tom went back, was lucky enough to go back to Korea, 15 years ago or so now, would it be?
Yeah.
And he looked for this young man,
Yes.
but was unlucky, couldn't find him.
Couldn't find him.
Yeah, it's like try to find the needle in the haystack,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But at least we have this record so that maybe Dong Su Han may check this interview later and he will remember you.
Yeah.
So did you pay him? Did you give some money or what did you do for him?
Oh, he was paid. He eventually got paid a huge amount of money.
Huge. How much?
1,000 won and buy nothing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anyway, he took this pile of money, believe it or not, down to the Korean compound where the Korean workers used to have their meals and whatever, and he lost a lot gambling.
Oh, jeez.
He lost it all.
Then he's not Han. I don't gamble. Stupid man, huh?
Oh no, he was a super little boy.
Too active.
Of course, when I went back on this government-sponsored trip,
yes,
as Jules said, I tried to make contact with him, but never. I really should have gone to TV.
Yeah.
You know, I might have contacted him.
It was on TV in New Zealand, but it wasn't on TV in Korea.
Maybe next time if you go back. So tell me about when you go back to Korea. You were in Seoul, you were in Busan, and you were in the Imjin River area during the war. But you went back to Korea 15 years ago, which means 2004. How did Korea look to you now?
Oh, from the time when I first went over.
Compared to when you went with the government-sponsored trip.
Magnificent, a beautiful city, high-rise flats.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't believe my eyes when we flew over. Yeah, no, different place altogether.
You remember the Seoul, you told me that there was nothing vertically standing, and there were, what did you see in Korea when you go back in 2005?
What did you see? Lots of buildings. What did you see? Bridges, buildings?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think there were, I'm not sure how many bridges there were leading out of Seoul.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the communists blew most of them up, and there was only one left. However, when we went back, there were bridges everywhere. In a very industrious race.
Mm-hmm.
And all these high-rise flats, they had to house the people. They couldn't go out. No, Rose. They couldn't go out, so they went up.
Yeah. It's a small country, so we have to go up higher.
Yeah.
You know, and were you able to visit the Imjin River area?
Oh, we were a bit north.
Yes.
North of the Imjin River.
And did you see the change there too?
Oh, well, we didn't go too far up because, there was that barrier.
Yeah.
Went separating North and South Korea.
Mm-hmm.
We could only go a little way up.
Border.
Border.
So what do you think about this whole transformation now? You didn't know much about Korea. You saw completely devastated Korea. Now you know Korea is one of the strongest economy in the world. What do you think about this whole transformation?
Well, honestly, I didn't know what to think. I thought, well, this is a different place to where I was. Different place altogether.
Very good point. Different place, right?
Oh, a different place entirely.
Did you recognise anything?
Pardon?
Did you recognise anything?
No.
So, are you proud to be a Korean War veteran now?
Oh, yes, yeah, I am.
Mm-hmm. So, what is Korea to you now personally?
Well, South Korea, of course.
Yeah, South Korea.
I'll forget about North Korea.
Why not?
I think they're too aggressive.
Mm. But you know, because despite such a beautiful outcome out of your service, you fought for the nation you didn't know before, and that country was miserable, now 11th largest economy in the world. But despite of all those beautiful things came out of your service, we don't talk about it, we don't teach about it, and it's still been known as a forgotten war. Why is it, and what do we have to do to overcome this?
Well, I don't really know. It's a bit of a problem, isn't it?
Yeah. What do you think we have to do?
I don't think there's very much you can do.
Teach it.
I mean, you've gone as far as you can go.
Yeah.
You've gone up. You housed all the people, thousands and thousands of them, in all these flats. One thing I noticed when we were over there during the war,
Yeah.
there were no earthquakes.
No earthquake, no.
No,
No.
we didn't want them anyway.
You know what? I think we can do something about this. That we're going to show this interview. The person's name is Tom Collier in one of the classroom in New Zealand high school, and then show them that what you did for Korean people in 70 years ago. Do you think students will learn from you?
Do you think students will learn from you if they show your video and your thoughts and feelings about Korea? Do they think students will learn from you about Korea and the transformation?
Yeah, I'm not really up to that.
Okay. Tom, do you remember any other special episode that you want to share with this interview during your service in Korea?
Well, I remember vividly, I used to have the Korean boy on,
Mm-hmm.
Han Dong-soo,
Yeah.
and we nicknamed him Pino.
Pino?
Yeah, that was short for peanut.
Oh, okay.
He's only short.
Yeah.
And I used to have him on. He said when he returned 16, he was going to go join the Navy. And I said, you haven't got any Navy? I said, the North Koreans and Chinese blew it all out of the water. Oh, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. Oh, no, he's very adamant. And I don't know whether he got into the Navy or not. I don't know, because I'd left for New Zealand then. But he was very likeable.
So the Han Dong-soo is in your memory, really, completely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, you gave me a hint. We may look for somebody named Han Dong-soo in Navy history, and maybe we can find them. You know. Any other story you want to share with me today?
Well, no, not that I can think of.
What about this question? What was the most difficult thing during your service in Korea? If I ask you to pinpoint only one thing that you thought was so difficult or really bothered you, what was it?
Well, yes, was, their living conditions. Living conditions were absolutely appalling.
hygiene, sanitation, hygiene.
Oh, yes, that all came into it.
But now they live in one of the most advanced cities in the world. Seoul became one of the largest metropolitan city, 10 biggest metropolitan city in the world. And their life has been completely changed due to your service.
Yes, well, when I went back on the government-sponsored trip,
Yes.
the first thing I noticed, all these beautiful street trees that had been planted.
Yes.
And we just missed the flowering season. It was on the end of the flowering season. It was about April when we went over there. Yeah. But they've done a wonderful cleaning up job.
Yeah.
Very diligent race.
That's a nice compliment.
They know how to make money.
Next year will be 70th anniversary of the breakout of the Korean War. Do you know of any war that lasted more than 70 years since they, signed the ceasefire, official ceasefire? So this sounds more like a ridiculous phenomenon, but in the context of this 70th anniversary, is there any message from you to Korean people, especially for Dongsu Han Dongsu? Do you have any special message to the Korean people?
Well, what I would like to see is unification.
Excellent point.
The two Koreas coming together. Because North Korea are quite dangerous with this nuclear business.
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't know whether Trump can do anything about it.
What do you think? What do you think that Trump is doing?
Well, I don't know.
You can be honest.
Yeah, they got a fairly big army. I don't know what South Korea's got.
Yeah, we have a pretty big size of army and all military, yes.
Yeah. And as I said before, they know how to make money, make those lovely cars that we see out here. A lot of us drive them. Oh, and there's all sorts of electrical things come from South Korea.
Yes.
Yeah.
But North Korea is still very poor.
Well, that's what we are told. But they don't seem to think so.
Right.
Because all their money's gone into military.
That's right. Yeah, I really appreciate your last message about the reunification of the North and South Koreans. That will be our biggest wish list and hope.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Could you go back and fight for us again if something happened there?
Well, I'm a bit old now.
You are just 92.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to. I don't think I'd be able to hold a rifle.
But your spirit is with us, so that I'll make sure that this interview edited and put it on the website, so that Jill and her children's and your grandchildren's will be able to see this interview from where you are. And I am from the VA office, Veterans Affairs of New Zealand. I'm sitting with Elaine, and can you see her?
Hi, Tom.
Yes, hi.
Hi. You do look great for 92.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you look great. So I want to thank you, Tom. If you don't have any other message, I will wrap this up. But I want to thank you for your honorable service. You were there when we really need you, and you fought for us so that we were able to rebuild our nation. And that is the nation that you need to be proud of, okay?
Yes, yep.
All right. thank you, Tom, for your service, and thank you, Jill, for your help, support.
Welcome.
Do you have any message for this interview, Jill?
Thank you for taking the time to interview Tom, and thank you for allowing us to do it via Skype, because it would have been too difficult to go to Wellington.
Yeah, this is Elaine's idea, so I want to appreciate Elaine for this. And thank you for you taking care of him.
we try.
Who's taking care of whom? Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you both.
Thank you. Bye.
Yes.
Thank you. All the best.
All the best. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.